All real estate agents are the same. All brokerages are the same. There's no difference. Therefore, we should just go with the cheapest one. False. Hey guys, hopefully got your attention. It's Mike Ferrante here, and we do Tuesday training every week. 11:30 if you want to join us live, that's Eastern time. Of course, you can see them, listen to them, watch them on YouTube after the fact. And if you're there, smash that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss future training. We also post the audio on free beer and real estate. And if you're listening to that podcast, you missed the free beer. It was yesterday. Follow us on Facebook, 21 Mike Team. That's where we post all our Tuesday trainings. We actually got a couple good suggestions for Tuesday trainings from you guys, the audience. So if you have something you want us to cover, just hit me up. Shoot me an email, mike@21mike.com. So the next 2 weeks, we're going to do a little series. We're going to talk about, first of all, value proposition. Okay, in the opener, I said we're all the same. That's totally not true. If that were the case, then we're a commodity, just like brokerages would be a commodity, just like any business. So if you're a business owner, if you're an agent, if you're a broker, team lead, each one of you has a different value proposition. And here's the really important thing. Can you convey that value proposition to potential clients? That's the key. It's not just having the value proposition, but being able to convey it to your potential clients. This week, we're going to talk about buyer agent value proposition. And next week, we're going to talk about listing or seller agent value proposition, how to put together that package, how to convey it to your potential clients. So the end of the story goes like this. When you're done with this exercise, you should be able to hand your buyer prospects something, your VIP buyer program package, a list on a piece of paper even that just says, hey, this is everything I do for you. This is what makes me different. So again, whether you're just a business owner in any business, agent, team, broker, whatever it is, we all have our own unique value propositions. So what I wanted to do today is I know my value proposition, but what about yours? We're different, right? We're a team. We do hundreds of transactions, big volume, big name. Everybody knows us. They see our signs, they hear our names. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that team. I know them. But is that for everyone? If you're an agent here in Northeast Ohio, you might say, well, I'm just a solo agent. I do 5 deals a year, 10 deals a year, 20 deals a year. So, what is your value proposition? I see Mike Pillow here. He's in Apple Valley Lake, Howard, Ohio, Knox County. Are you the Central Ohio specialist? We've got Ashok on today. Ashok speaks several different languages. You know, that could be part of his value proposition. Rual, Reggae Realtor Rual. He's from Jamaica. Could that help him connect with agents, with clients who are like him, who share some interests? So it's not just about who does the most business. And if we're all the same, are we just a commodity where people are going to go with the cheapest? I mean, we all drive different cars, right? And that's all based on value proposition. I want this brand of truck. I want that kind of car because it seats a certain number of people or it has these safety features. So here's the thing. Value proposition is unique to each one of us. It may or may not have something to do with our brand. Your brand could be part of your value proposition, your experience, your skills, your knowledge, your education. If you're like Mike and you have military intelligence and postmaster experience, Mike knows a broad range of cities and towns. I mean, there's no one who knows more about Central Ohio than him. Do you think that's part of his value proposition? So each one of us has a value proposition, and the key is being able to put it in a form that you can give it to a prospect and say, here's what I have to offer. Let's see if we're a good fit. Because are you a good fit for everyone? Of course not. Everyone shouldn't be your client. I always like to say you're not looking for clients in the body family, the everybody, somebody, anybody. The body family is not your client list. Your client list are the people who need what you have to offer. We can't be everything to everybody. So what I did here today is I want to give you an idea on how to come up with your value proposition. Okay, go through those things. Everything I just said, experience, your education, your interests. People might like to work with you because you share an interest in fishing or in hiking or in yoga, the PTA. These are things that are all part of your value proposition. And of course, there's personality. You might be a total goofball like me and Mike, and people like that. Other people don't like that. So here's what I did. Of course, everything comes back to AI, and whether you're using Chat or Claude or both, I would suggest to you to go through this exercise and then possibly run it through Chat. I actually recently did this for sort of a life mission statement. I was feeling lost, believe it or not. You guys probably look at me and say, "Oh, Mike's got it together. He really knows what he wants and what he's doing." And that's couldn't be farther from the truth. I was lost. Okay, let's just leave it at that. And so I spent about 20 to 30 minutes on Chat and I said, "Help me come up with sort of a life mission statement." And I'm looking at it on my wall right here and it's pinned to my bulletin board. And I had it ask me a series of questions to help me really get it down, really understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. I love that exercise, so that's a little side note. But today, have Chat or Claude or whatever AI you're using help you put together your value proposition. So here's what I suggest. Here's your prompt. Ask me questions one at a time to determine what my exact value proposition is as a buyer's agent for potential real estate clients. Dig deep, push back, don't just accept my first answer. Okay, craft that however you see fit and really put some thought into the answers to these questions. I said in my initial prompt 10 questions. You could put a cap on it at 10, or you could say as many as you need to help me craft my buyer's agent proposition. So I did this and I'm going to kind of go through the exercise with you. You guys can do this on your own. Uh, Chat took on the role of interviewing. It's kind of interesting. It says, uh, I'm interviewing 3 agents. What would you say you do better or differently for buyers than the average real estate agent in your market? So is it market expert? Do you know new construction? Do you know all about homes? Were you a property manager? Were you an investor? Are you an investor? Have you bought and sold many homes? What is your unique value proposition? What do you do better or differently? I'm skipping this question. I'm going to say, here's a good one. When buyers work for you, what problems, frustrations, risk, or fears are you especially good at helping them avoid? Gosh, isn't this great? If you listen to the great Tony Robbins, what does he say is more of a powerful motivator, pain or pleasure? Of course, it's pain. People will do anything to avoid pain. So, making a list of the problems, frustrations, risks, and fears that you help clients avoid is part of your value proposition. So, make a list of those questions, those problems. Think about your past successes if you're an experienced agent. How did you help people through a tough spot? Are you a great negotiator? All these things go on this list. And if you're using AI, ask it to craft something for you. All right, now this is it. This is my list. Now make me a document. Make me a one-page PDF and tell it what colors you want and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to rattle off a bunch more questions here to give you an idea what my ChatGPT is coming up with. What type of buyer tends to benefit most from working with you? First-time buyers, luxury, relocation, investors, busy professionals, downsiders, etc. Look, this is a mistake I've seen a lot of agents make. They just decide, I'm going to work with luxury clients because I want higher sales. That's great that you decided that, but does your value proposition fit that niche? On the surface, it sounds great to say, starting today, I'm a luxury agent. But do you really have the tools, the knowledge, the skills to be able to serve that client niche? If not, who is your niche? Remember in the beginning, I said we can't be everything to everybody. Next question. What do buyers consistently compliment or thank you for after the transaction? If you're a new agent, you have to look elsewhere. Maybe your past experience, what your skill set is, your education. Maybe you're really patient and first-time buyers would be great for you. Maybe you like to educate. Maybe you understand numbers. Maybe you understand construction like Grant and rehabbers, investors are really well suited to work with you. Next one, what knowledge or expertise do you have that most agents don't have, but material helps buyers make better decisions? That's a great question, right? What are those things? When a buyer loses out in a competitive situation, what strategies do you use to improve their odds the next time? I've actually done a ton of videos on this topic, how to win in multiple offers. If you're in a market like that and you're still experiencing multiple offers, what are you doing to help your clients win? If you're in a buyer's market, what are you doing to get them a better deal? How about market knowledge? How do you keep on top of the market situation, market conditions? Do you know the numbers? What is the average market time right now? What should I expect? That's a Mike question. That's not a ChatGPT question. I think market knowledge is one of the things they expect from us. And not just a cursory market knowledge. Guys, do you think that buyers right now feel like they don't need you because all of the market information they need is on third-party websites? Of course, they don't think they need us. Or they think they need us for this much of the transaction, when in reality, we have a lot of value we can offer. It's different value than even 3 or 5 years ago, and much different value than 20 years ago. I love to bring up the MLS books. I wasn't licensed when they had MLS books, but all this knowledge, all this information that's out there on third-party websites, we used to get essentially a phone book a couple times a month that was updated with all the new listings. And so that interpersonal networking was so important. That's why the office meetings would occur. Agents that have been licensed less than 20 years, that's how those things started. Offices would have meetings every Tuesday, and the main thing they would talk about is what new listings you had. I would talk with Fred, and he'd say, hey, I got this new listing coming up on 123 Main Street. And so I would get a leg up because I was in Fred's office. And we'd be able to say, hey, oh, I've got 2 buyers that are interested in that. You just listed it? Great. I want to get in there today, tomorrow. And then by the time everybody else got the MLS books and flipped through it to find that listing, maybe I already got my buyers the house. Things are different now, right? So apart from this cursory market knowledge, what market knowledge do you have and how do you keep yourself up to date on what's happening in your market? This is a good one. This kind of plays into this. Beyond simply finding homes, what part of the buying process do you guide your buyers through especially well? When we first started role playing, Mike, you probably remember this. One of the things we would talk about is, hey, those third-party websites aren't all that accurate and up to date. My search that comes directly from the source of the data, the MLS, gives you a leg up. Listen, that's not untrue, but if that's one of your primary value propositions, probably not great. Do you think do you think that buyers think that that's a great value proposition? Oh, I can send you a search from the MLS. Now, of course, the way I said it first sounds a little more sexy, but the MLS search itself is not a great value proposition. If a past client had to convince their friend to use you as a buyer's agent, what would they probably say? That's a thinker. These are from chat again. What resources, systems, relationships, or tools do you provide that make the process smoother or give buyers an advantage? I love that one. See, this is why I like AI. It's thinking of questions I didn't think of. What kind of experience do you want buyers to have emotionally when working with you? Confident, informed, protected, less stress, empowered. So, guys, my suggestion to you is go through this exercise, make your own list, tell AI, this is what I've come up with. Now ask me more questions one at a time as though you're a buyer interviewing me. Add that to your prompt so that I can thoroughly explain my value proposition to buyers and help me create a VIP buyer package that I would give to buyer prospects. Make a pretty PDF. Chat can help you do this. Claude, Perplexity, they all can help you do this and have that as a handout and offer it as your VIP buyer package. The next time you meet with a buyer, let me know how it went. I'd be curious if you guys do this. Say, hey, Mike, shoot me an email, mike@21mike.com. Hey, Mike, I used the VIP buyer package and here's how it went. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Remember, next week, we're going to switch it up here and go through the process as a listing agent. What is your value proposition? Spoiler alert, you can pretty much do the same thing, but I want to talk through it because everybody wants to be a listing agent, right? But if it was just as easy as saying, oh, I'm going to be a listing agent, everyone would be doing it. So we'll focus on what the average agent is doing wrong, why they're not getting listings, and how you can set yourself apart as a listing agent, perhaps even if you don't have a ton of experience in that arena. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Please go to 21mike.com if you want to hit me up or just email me directly. And again, that's 21mike.com. There's a button at the top to click to schedule an appointment with me or someone on the team. So if you've got a real estate need here in Ohio or pretty much anywhere in the world, I would say, hashtag HMU, as the kids say, hit me up. Thanks for being here, everybody. Next week, 11:30, join us live or watch it on YouTube. All right, take care.